For this matchup in the Absco Sheds Elite Boxing Championships, we're back into the 70 kilo division for the men. Our red corner sponsored by Right Cross Equipment, training under Mark Wilson at the Bethania Boxing Club in Queensland. It's Marcus Hollywood Nelson. Blue corner, trained by Benny Harrington at the All-Star Boxing Gym in Queensland, sponsored by Absco Sheds, it's Jacob Bobir.
Yeah, so semi-final number 2 in the men's 70 kilogram division of the Absco Sheds Elite Boxing Championship. Marcus Hollywood Nelson taking on Jacob Bobir. Of course, Winston Hill defeating Steve Filitoga in our first semi-final, so he awaits the winner of this one. Both of these men went straight through to the semi-finals after winning in round 3. Drawn against each other out of the hat at the end of our quarter-final stage.
Head up, no punch in the back. No holding, punches up, touch your block.
Bobby claimed a big scalp in the opening round, defeating Sean Evans. Defeated Winston Hill, the man who awaits in the final in round 3. Well, Hollywood Nelson straight out with a left hand. Of course, he has provided the highlights so far in the Absco Sheds Elite Boxing Championship fight of the first round against Steve Filitoga, and then a knockout win in his second fight against Jack Littlefield.
Yeah, he's got good power, Marcus Nelson, and obviously Ben Harrington over in the corner will know exactly that with Bobir. He has to put Nelson under pressure and don't give him his room. Power's at the end of his shot for Nelson. There it is there. Oh, big body shot.
Nice work to the body. He's certainly come out firing, has Marcus Nelson. Made a statement a couple times already in this competition, looking to do so here in the semi-final. Catches Bobir again coming forward. Really investing in those body shots early.
Yeah, the body shots are starting to hurt from Nelson, and Bobir's got to be very careful. The harder he comes forward, the way Nelson's fighting, Bobir's got to be careful he doesn't create more power himself by coming forward too hard.
We've seen Bobir in his fight so far in the tournament just tends to frustrate his opponent, gets better as the fight goes on.
He needs to do that, but there's a fair size difference and a fair power difference in this one. Needs to be careful at the same time.
See Nelson loading up the shots. First 2 fights in the competition, he sent his opponent to the canvas, but does eat a shot there from Bobir, does Nelson.
If Bobir can stay out of trouble, but keep Nelson under pressure and make Nelson load the power shots up, Nelson could fatigue by round 3 fighting at this pace. And we've seen Bobir's fitness. He always comes home strong.
Still warning to Nelson for putting his head down low.
Oh, big right hook and a left hook.
Both found their mark, but Bobir just shakes them off and keeps coming forward. Now trying to go to work against the ropes. Just getting that body work of Nelson, just shortening up the blue corner. We see a little bit of frustration from Marcus Nelson. Some of these shots they're landing in. Sort of see him saying, well, how are you still there?
Yeah, I think he's just trying too hard, Marcus Nelson. He's got one pace and that's it. Everything's power and as hard as you can. I think he needs to set things up a little bit more with a bit of speed and power difference anyway.
So closing stages of our opening round, our second semi-final. Nelson and Bobir, they fight to the bell. There's Jacob Bobir, and this one really following the trend of his earlier fights. He has taken a while to warm, but certainly has come home strong. Complete reversal, though, in the red corner. Marcus Nelson out and firing early.
Yeah, he is, but I actually think Nelson's got to be careful. The way he's fighting is quite fatiguing, and the pressure that Bobir's putting on doubles that. So, you know, I'd like to see him use his jab a little bit more and maybe set his punches up, set those power shots up he's obviously got, the kit and he's got the power. But, you know, he's got an awkward customer who's very aggressive on the other side of the ring. And styles make fights. You've got to fight everyone a little bit different.
Well, you see the shots in the corner, and Jacob Bobir and Marcus Nelson. Nelson taking some big breaths in. Bobir relatively unfazed in his corner.
The great Liam White,
Seconds down.
long-time trainer, just returned from England for the last 15 years. He's back. Our former amateur coach.
Round 2.
So into the second round we go of this one. Nelson starts the second, much like the first. That left hand rocked the head back of Bobir.
Oh, nice jab. That's better work from Nelson. Oh, and equally good from Bobir.
Yeah. Saw the head rock back from Nelson, not having it all his own way here tonight. I've seen this from Bobir, as I mentioned, throughout the Absco Sheds Elite Boxing Championship. Opening round, struggles a bit to work out his opponent, but certainly comes home strong, and that work rate will be there throughout the 3 rounds.
Nelson needs to keep Bobir at a distance, at his distance. Certainly don't let Bobir get inside. Nice shots there from both guys.
And Nelson starting to really pay dividends, that body work. As I say that, Bobir comes back firing and landing some of his own. Just under the right eye there of Bobir. The work of Nelson so far in this one, loading up the shots. It's the man they call Hollywood. Provided some highlights throughout this competition. Here, the power that Nelson's throwing some of these shots, but Bobir just keeps coming forward, now landing some of his own against the ropes.
Yeah, he's machine-like, Bobir. This is definitely the hardest fight that Marcus Nelson's been here and had in this competition.
I said it earlier, both times he's sent his opponent to the deck so far in the Absco Sheds Elite Boxing Championship, but
He's going to take a point. That's a little low. Certainly wasn't much in that at all. He's been warned a lot, and won't be the last warning we see for keeping his head up, but I don't think that was warranted.
so Bobir loses a point. That makes things a little bit more difficult. I think he's enjoying the best part of this second round, but hard work goes away with the loss of a point. Still there for him, though. Can you just see him frustrating Nelson at times? Now he's trying to trap Nelson against the ropes. You can see some deep breaths being sucked in by Nelson.
Oh, nice right hand from Bobir. He needs to try and still at least even keep a draw on this round as Nelson lands a nice right hand, but he's lost a point and he still needs to win this round.
Yeah, Bobir ate a right hand but came straight back, and you see him going to work against the ropes. That ends the second round. So an interesting one in this one, of course, the point coming off Bobir. Still may have run the round.
Yeah,
at
definitely.
best it would be a 9-9 round.
Yeah, I would actually see it like that. I know Nelson's a stronger and landed some good solid punches, but you can't go against that work rate from Bobir, and I think he's been a little bit hard done by losing a point as well. Probably should have got that round a 10-9 round.
Still there for the taking, though.
Certainly is, and you can see the fatigue in Marcus Nelson. He's certainly doing it a lot tougher than he has in his other fights.
I mentioned those fights. Steve Filitoga couldn't continue after their war in the opening round, and then stopping Jack Littlefield with a body shot in his second fight, Marcus Nelson. So hasn't had to work this hard, but Jacob Bobir, it's really his trademark this tournament. Comes home strong and looking to do so as he starts the third round. Certainly not gone this one. It's Nelson again, loading up those shots. You can hear the power they're being thrown at. Doesn't seem to faze Bobby, though.
Now, sometimes the harder you try to throw that shot, the less it works, and it has to be speed, and you've got to be as relaxed as you can. I guess like hitting a golf ball, if you try to hit that ball hard, it doesn't go as good as when you're relaxed, and that's similar to trying to land the body shot or the power shot. The harder you try to throw it, the less it seems to work.
Winston Hill, of course, awaiting our winner in the final. Bobby has defeated him so far. Nelson yet to face the Fijian. Work to do, though, before they pencil that date into their calendar.
He just won't go away, Bobir.
Bobby firing away against the ropes. They almost joined us here.
I guess they'd probably enjoy a seat at the moment, the boys. Certainly a fiery fight, this one.
Oh, big shot, just buckled Bobby. That right hand got through from Nelson, but as I say it, straight back on the attack. And both guys just had warnings in the last few seconds of keeping their head up. We already saw a point taken, so Nelson were to lose a point, that does change things considerably.
Certainly.
Head up, keep it up.
So warning for turning the back. Bobby, Nelson putting him together, but both starting to feel the pinch a little bit.
Head up, Red. Keep it up, Red.
You can hear the corner of Bobby saying he's tired, he's tired.
All right, the final moments of this round, final moments of this fight.
That's Nelson, though, firing back. He knows what's at stake here, a place in the final. They go toe-to-toe. Nelson got the best of it. See that right hand, loading it up. Here's Marcus Nelson, now the left. This one's certainly up for grabs. Close fight, this one. Left hand.
Yeah.
Certainly found its mark there from Nelson.
Nolly, Red. Right. Red, Nolly, head up.
Another warning to Nelson. Comes straight back with a right hand.
Very strong, Nelson. You wonder how many warnings he'll get before the points get evened out, but I think he'll get through this one.
Final seconds of this one in our second semi-final. Fighting for a place in the final of the Absco Sheds Elite Boxing Championship. Bobir fights to the bell, so too Nelson. And touch gloves to end it. And over to the judges. Another close fight.
Yeah, great fight. Great work from Bobir. Obviously doesn't have the experience of these boys, but certainly in that fight, this will be a close one.
You see it, neither man really convinced they've done enough.
No, that point could be the difference.
And let's get our winner and see who's off to the final in the men's 70-kilogram division. Let's send it, center ring.
The winner of this match moving through to our finals, the red corner, Marcus Nelson.
And you said it, Chris, that point proving the difference, in this one. But Marcus Nelson, 3 from 3 so far in the Absco Sheds Elite Boxing Championship. And he now has a date with Winston Hill for the ultimate prize in the men's 70-kilogram division. But you do have to tip your hat to Jacob Bobir. Quite a performance so far in this competition. But let's hear from our winner. He's making his way to the Absco Shed So Tough Too Easy interview shed, where he's talking to Richie Ross.